Howdy y'all, it's your favorite trainer in the belt buckle. Today we're going to take you through the American College of Sports Medicine, their coronary artery disease. If you want to become a great trainer, we got in-person internships in San Diego, West Hollywood, Santa Monica. We're virtual, we're also online, so I don't care if you're in Kentucky or New York, we're going to be to you soon. But in the meantime, online's your next best bet. So what's the best certification? That's not the talk today. I'm going to help you pass the ACSM. In my opinion, and a lot of professionals out there, ACSM is probably the highest and most respected. Especially if you're going to get into like the medical establishments. ACSM, sports and conditioning would be NSCA, and then 13,412 would be NASM. But don't worry about that. So let's go through the ACSM and help you pass this. The risk strategy, this is a big portion of their exam. They're going to ask you a scenario. Skelly over here is 47 years old. His father passed away from a heart attack at age 50. Here's his weight. Here's his sedentary lifestyle. Family history we already covered. What about smoking? They're going to list these things and maybe give you some signs or symptoms. You need to be able to recognize how many risks the person has, so that would be a question. 1, 2, 3, or 4. The next question would ask, are they low, moderate, high, or not enough information given? So you'll need to be, here's a scenario, and then there's 2 questions asked from it. So let's go through the 8 factors that would be a positive risk factor. Number 1 is age. For men, greater than 45 or equal to. For females, greater than 55. Now what you do for family history, just add 10 years, and that's going to be a risk. So for family history, if your father or first degree relative passed away from 55 or less, then that's going to be a risk. So for females, add 10 on the age, so it's going to be 65. Blood pressure. This is something that all trainers should be doing. The assessment changes the game. If you want to be a successful personal trainer, focus on these stratifications, really knowing this, and when you do the assessment, do blood pressure. So what's a good blood pressure? 170 over 100? No, that would be bad. You need to refer out in that situation. So anything greater than 140 over 90 is considered hypertension. We have stage 1 hypertension, stage 2 hypertension. We want to be less than 140, which is the systolic. We want to be less than 90 on the diastolic. Taken twice, or if your client is on medication. So your client, Skelly over here, there's too many wires, I can't pull them in. But if Skelly had a blood pressure of 123 over 88, but he's on medication, that would count as a risk. Smoking, 6 months or exposed to environmental smoke. Sedentary lifestyle for number 5. So are you exercising regularly, which is 3 times a week, 30 minutes for 3 months. 3-3-30 is how I remember that one. Hyperlipidemia. This is what you're going to need to get from the doctor. They're going to send you a blood chemistry profile. We challenge all interns to do this so you know where you're at. Check it for 3 months, 6 months. That's a better indicator of what's going on inside versus the scale, even body fat percentage. So hyperlipidemia, total cholesterol greater than 200. LDL, think of L as lousy. LDL, lousy. You want to have lower ideally. Greater than 130 is going to be a risk stratification. HDLs less than 40. Think of H for healthy. You want high HDLs and low LDLs. And this is actually really neat, and this is going to separate you amongst a lot of the competition. Your competition doesn't know this stuff. They're going to show off with battle ropes and a Bosu ball, jumping all around, doing crazy shit. Your clients want results. So if they were to bring in a blood chemistry profile and you can explain this to them, you are separating yourself amongst the competition. So that is hyperlipidemia, number 6. Number 7 is your blood glucose. You need to fast for 12 hours. You go to the doc, they'll draw your blood. Greater than 100 is pre-diabetes, units per deciliter. And last risk is going to be obesity. BMI, body mass index, 18.5 to 24.9 is regular, that's normal. Less than 18.5 is considered underweight. 25 to 29.9 is overweight. Greater than 30 is obese. Also in 40-inch waist girth for a male, 35 for a female. That would be a risk. There's a negative one. Like you go into the doc, you get an STD check, you want that sucker to be negative, right? You don't want positive. No, we don't want positive. So if you were to go in, if you have a client and they were to get a high HDL greater than 60, that's negative. So it's going to actually take away from one of these up here. So let's say hypothetically your client were to smoke. That's a risk. but you learn that they have their HDLs of 65. That's a negative one. So your total risks would be 0. These are the risks, and then we have signs and symptoms. So you'll be a lower moderate over here. Even if your client was 70 years old, had a family history of a heart attack, had high blood pressure, they smoked regularly, did not exercise, had low HDLs, blood glucose greater than 100, and they were obese, you could still train them. Obviously, you're going to start out nice and low. You're not going to be doing crazy jumps into battle ropes, into push-ups. Maybe you do a set of 8 to 10 and you rest, making sure that it's appropriate for that individual. You're going to screen them. But these are the ones where you refer out. I've been a trainer for 15 plus years, and if I were to have a client who comes in, says, right over on the left side of my chest, there's a lot of pressure. It started happening 3 or 4 days ago. That's not me. I'm not working with you. You need to go to the hospital probably today. When in doubt, refer out. So these signs or symptoms, if they have a coronary artery disease, pulmonary disease, or metabolic disease, which would be like diabetes or a thyroid problem. You hear it all the time, right? I'm eating 1,200 calories and I can't lose fat. I have a thyroid problem. Awesome. I can't wait to help you, but I need a referral, or not a referral, but a clearance from your doctor. Oh, it's self-diagnosed. That doesn't count. It needs to be diagnosed by a physician. Angina, chest pain, shortness of breath with usual activities. These are all going to make your client high risk. Tachycardia, which is a resting heart rate of greater than 100. Claudication is pain due to typically ankylodemia, and that's number 6. So you have, some people say like cankles. No, not like cankles. You'll notice in people that are very overweight to obese that the hue of their lower shank, their calf area, is like it's almost like the color of my shorts. It's a very dark, iodine looking color. It's very painful, and that is referred to as claudication. Dyspnea, so when it's like dyspnea, I think that's how you say that one. At night, you have a hard time sleeping. You're not going to, and it has to do with breathing at night. You're not going to diagnose any of these. It's going to be a client's going to give you this information. The only one that you're really going to know is if they tell you they have pressure over their heart, you will do their heart rate with the blood pressure. If their heart rate's greater than 100, that's tachycardia. You need to refer them out. If they tell you that they're dizzy last couple days, and remember, it's all relative. You had a client partying over the weekend, okay, it's probably due to that. Just don't make the workout that hard that day. But if you had a client also who was maybe super stressed out, wasn't sleeping, ton of pre-workout, probably due to those. But make sure to start off real light and easy. If they're overweight to obese and they're experiencing dizziness, or they have a known heart murmur, I can check my client's pulse, and if you hear a boom, 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 that's normal. I'm not comfortable working with you. I'm going to suggest you go to a doc, get it checked out. Now, these are opportunities for you to network. Don't think of it as, oh, I can't train. I want to meet up with your doc, take him out to lunch, ask him some questions about your client. This could be a funnel system where they start sending you more clients. Train the doctor for a month for free. That's how you're going to be successful. Don't think small, think big. Any opportunity a client can be referred out, whether if they have asthma or if they have diabetes, I'm going to reach out to that doctor, try to get them on the phone at the very least, offer to pay them their hourly rate just to ask them some questions and learn more. Try to get them in so you can train them. Because most physicians, people in the academia world, they look at trainers as a bunch of meatheads. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. But you know what happens at the shoulder. You know the 17 muscles of the shoulder, the 40 around the hip, and you understand the ACSM risk stratifications. You're separating yourself from the average trainer that's out there. Hopefully this was helpful. If you want to become a great trainer, in person, San Diego, West Hollywood, Santa Monica, 2-month-long internships, 5 days a week. You get a workout, learn by doing. We're also online virtually. Have a great day. Remember, don't listen to people who don't have giant biceps. Look at that sucker. Have a great day, y'all.